Hello everyone, welcome to True Crime and Tarot. I am Natalie and today's case is based on William Ebeneezer Jones Jr. and it also shortened as Billy. William Ebeneezer Jones Jr. was born on March the 5th, 1959 and William was also known as Billy Jones to some people as well. So he had disappeared on the 17th of December 1962 at the age of 3. He was last seen outside his neighbour's house in Vineland in New Jersey around 11:45 a.m. and his case is considered one of the oldest missing children's case under the age of 5 years of age. This is in the case of New Jersey. He has been missing for 59 years and his nationality is an American. When he had disappeared, he was 3'6", and he was 107 centimeters. He was a son to the parents of William Ebeneezer Jones Sr. and Evelyn Jones. In his early life, William Jones was born in Bridgeton, in New Jersey, and his mother Evelyn Jones and his father William Ebeneezer Jones Sr. had resided in Vineland, and this is where he would eventually disappear on the morning of December the 17th, 1962. William and his sister Jill Jones had went out to play, and on some certain websites they are claiming that his mother had been watching from a window and that she had no sooner returned to it from checking on another child that she was looking after, and she had then discovered that William had gone, he had disappeared, and he was out of her sight. Other accounts claim that William had simply went elsewhere and never came home. The facts that are known is that William was last seen near a neighbour's house, and soon after, William was seen with his sister Jill. Jill had returned home without William, and she had a plastic potted poinsettia, I think they got a poinsettia in her hand. There was a manhunt that was initiated roughly an hour after William had disappeared, but no remains have ever been located. In 2009, the case was reopened by a Vineland police detective named Christian Kirchner. William had brown to blonde hair, blue eyes, he was weighing roughly 35 pounds, and this was at the time of his disappearance. He is a white race as well. He has a vaccination scar that is shaped of like a giraffe on the back of his left arm between his elbow and his shoulder. And at the time of his disappearance, William had loved and adored dogs, and he would do anything for them. William was last seen wearing a light blue or greyish snowsuit with a navy collar and silver buttons. He also had a hat that had matched his snowsuit, and there was a tan high-top crepe soled shoes with yellow laces. He was reported to have a dime in his pocket that was given to him from his mother as well at this time. And if anyone has any information on this case or on his whereabouts, then they are to contact their own local FBI or the Vineland Police Department at 856-696-1212. There is also some websites that had said that William's sister Jill had come home saying about a boogeyman had took William. Evelyn had rushed around the neighbourhood looking for his son, and there was in fact a man that was in a green car that tried to approach Evelyn and asked, "Are you Mrs. Jones?" Evelyn did not know this man, so she didn't ask him why he was looking for her. But when she couldn't find William, she had gone and reported him missing at this time. So while one of their dogs had returned home, the other one was still remaining missing as well. So she was found a short distance from the home and was soaking wet. Then there was a 4-day search then for William that had ensued, and the whole neighbourhood then had assisted into a search that was a lot of people. It was hundreds of police officers, firefighters and National Guard troops that was involved in this search. And one of the first lines of the investigation was the plastic poinsettia that Jill was carrying, where she had got it from and who had given her. There were early reports then that somebody had been selling the flowers around the neighbourhood at this time, where he had vanished. However, it was later uncovered that it was simply come from a neighbour's trash, and it was passed around the neighbourhood kids. And it was also uncovered that there was a trash collection between 1 p.m. and 2 p.m. And this led to many questions whether William had climbed into a trash bin or either had gone murdered and got thrown into the trash bin. The trashmen were questioned, but all said that they would have noticed the body being in the trash, and the investigators went to the landfill then but found no signs of William, no bodies, no remains or anything. The family were understandably desperate then to turn to a psychic person that had told him that William had in fact been abducted. And they had said that he was abducted then by a man whose wife had a mental breakdown after the death of her own son. And she said that the husband was abducted and taken to a Amish area in Pennsylvania and was raised by a new family. And there was a lot of investigators that had refuted that this theory was saying that William would have had some sort of memory of his family and would have told somebody about it. Then there was another psychic then that had said that William was struck and killed by somebody who didn't intend to harm him. Then years later, Jill was put under the hypnosis treatment in hopes to recollect what she had seen on that day. And what she had recollect was she remembered holding hands with William as two men were fighting in front of an oil drum fire at the Palace of Depression that had been searched after it, and they was theorised that William may have wandered in there or could have been dumped there. And the Palace of Depression was a attraction building that was built from discarded materials, and William has never been found. They searched there and there was no remains or anything of that nature there. It is widely believed that he was abducted and murdered as opposed to have wandered off on himself. It is classified as a non-family abduction. So both of William's parents are now deceased to this day, and there are rumours on websites of William being abducted by someone who wanted to raise a child, and his family had a basset hound at this time and also had a border collie dog as well. During the next few days, there was hundreds of people that searched for Billy in the woods and the near bodies of water, and this included a lot of volunteers and also a lot of authorities as well. There was also some bloodhounds that was used as well, that was employed in the search. The dogs had lost Billy's scent near the family's home, and there was a likely, because there was so many people that had surrounded the area of where he had lived, that's how they lost the scent of Billy. So initially the authorities believed that the plastic poinsettia Jill had brought home was a very important detail in this case, and there had been reports of two women that were selling them in the area as well. But however, the authorities had concluded that the poinsettia had been found in a neighbour's trash and had been passed around by several of the local children in the area. The landfill had been searched and there was no sign of Billy being found there. Baby Cakes, which was one of his dogs, that is said to be soaking wet when they were found, and it was also suggested that Billy may have drowned in a near body of water as well, possibly the little robin branch. Perhaps Baby Cakes had tried to save Billy, but after he fell in, or maybe Billy had got in the water after Baby Cakes. There was a psychic who gave in to the authorities a few years later a certain description of a car and the man who she believed accidentally struck and killed Billy. And she claimed that the man had buried the boy near the area where he had actually vanished. And as Jill was an adult, she was put under this hypnosis that I had said, in hopes of remembering in more detail of the day where her brother had vanished as well. There was also some theories about where Billy had got killed by a hit and run by a car and was disposed of in the Palace of Depression. So that's where they also started looking in the Palace of Depression due to that theory as well. There has never been a credible sighting or any arrests in this case, and Billy's family had moved to another town shortly after his disappearance as well, and really spoke of his incident. And both of Billy's parents are now deceased, like I said in the beginning as well. So this is where I came into it, and I decided that I wanted to try and do tarot card reading to see if I can get any details or anything off this case. And there is 4 specific questions I asked. So number 1, what happened to William? 2, who was involved in his disappearance? 3, where is William now? And 4, what is the final outcome to be for William? So we have what happened to William Billy Ebeneezer Jones Jr. We had the 2 of Cups that had come out. So there was a meeting of 2 people, or there was a couple. There was some communication to earn someone's trust. Tower card. There was the unexpected occurrence that happened suddenly and very quickly, and there was no escaping it. Reverse 6 of Wands. There was a dispute, and there was also some punishment. There was feelings of being nervous and being very uncomfortable. Hangman. There was some evaluation and obstacles and putting something on hold. There was also something that was out of someone's hands at this time. Reverse Queen of Cups. There is a female who's very emotionally drained and need to set some boundaries. This person needs to take responsibilities for her emotions and her actions and need to learn how to cope. She had some codependency issues and she suffered a lot and she let her emotions rule her. Ace of Cups. There was an invitation and being very happy, and there was a new family connection. Reverse Moon. There was a lot of anxiety and fears. There was also negative influences that was involved. Temperance. There was some patience and trying to calm oneself and trying not to let anything or anyone get to them. There was harmony and cooperation and working through things. Reverse 3 of Swords. There was a lot of hurt and a rough patch that someone had gone under. But there was to be some joy. There was words that were spoken that ended it being in some regrets and feelings of being afraid to say sorry. Ace of Wands. There was ideas and a motivation and following one's heart and their own instincts and acting on something. Magician. There was a manifestation that brought everything that this person wanted true and brought it into reality. There may have been some rituals that was involved. Reverse 3 of Pentacles. There was some discomfort. There was some difficulties in some situations that was going on. There was difficulties with 2 people who couldn't agree on something. There was a lot of lack of respect and unappreciative feelings that was going on as well. Reverse Knight of Swords. There was a lot of restlessness, frustration to do with taking some action. There was also holding someone back. There was rash and impulsive decisions that was also made. Reverse 8 of Cups. There was a situation that had someone thinking, shall I stay or shall I go? There is decisions on whether to give someone or a situation another go or a second chance. There's feelings of never being satisfying and also being drifting from one place to another. Reverse 7 of Cups. There was several different choices that was to be faced. There was a lot of overwhelmness of choices and trying to focus on what is important to oneself and to pick what is important to move on with it. Reverse Sun. There was a lot of struggles of seeing the bright side of life and having a lot of depression and feeling left out. Reverse 5 of Wands. There was some internal conflicts and being unclear on where they stand on a certain issue. There was a sigh of relief after a certain struggle. Ace of Swords, there was a breakthrough and starting a new beginning and trying to seek some justice. Reverse Page of Cups, there was a secret that was in place in case things didn't go as planned. There was a lot of doubts and someone was being very immature or dramatic or having tantrums. This may have been Billy. Knight of Pentacles, there was a plan that was in place and sticking to it to get something done. There was a lot of dedication and consistency. There was an imminent change and a lot of careful planning. Reverse World, there was a personal issue that needed closure. There was some obstacles that was to be overcome too. Hermit, there was loneliness and taking some time out from people that they was around, and there was a lot of isolating oneself. Who was involved in the disappearance of William Billy Ebeneezer Jones Jr.? We have the name that came to me at this time was Langdon or Landon. That came to me. This was either someone's name or someone's surname. We have the Ace of Pentacles. There was a new beginning and there was some abundance, prosperity that was coming in, and the sense of luck being on one side. Reverse 10 of Pentacles. There was someone who wanted more and more wealth, but they were never satisfied with what they had. There was a lot of setbacks and challenges and the need for family stability. There may have been a marriage or a relationship that was on the rocks. Reverse Empress. There was a female who was focusing on herself and had an idea about doing something and not caring much about what others think. They may be going through some body confidence issues or wants to be very motherly and overprotective, and they have that sense of being very controlling and very codependent. Reverse Justice. Something happened that wasn't morally right. There were things that were hidden and is hoping that no one found out about it. There was something on someone's mind and not willing to take responsibilities for their own actions. There was involvement of a legal battle and there was an unfair outcome to what happened. Two of Cups. So there was two people that was having a conversation, having a good communication that was going on between them both. Six of Swords, there was a travel over water and leaving all past memories in the past and leaving them behind. Reverse Three of Swords, there was someone who felt as if they wasn't good enough and that all the hurt that they've been going through is holding them back. Reverse High Priestess, there was someone who was very swayed by another and was swept in the other person's drama. They had a lot of fears about what judgments or opinions. There was some information that was being kept by someone there, and there was some mistruths that was being told. Reverse Knight of Cups. There was some action that was wanted to be taken place, but someone was not ready to take action. There was a moody, jealous person that was very frustrated at this time. King of Swords. There is a male who is ready to confront anyone and anything, who has a lot of power and authority. There was some truth and decision making based on an impartial judgment. This is someone that gives some advice to people. Six of Pentacles, there is sharing some things like wealth and support, and maybe a loan may have been involved. Four Wands, there was a celebration or a reunion. There was some happiness. There was a home that was purchased, ready to settle down. Reverse King of Wands, there was a male who was very aggressive and arrogant. He tends to look down at people and also is getting a lot of things that is getting to this person. So Seven of Pentacles, there was a lot of energy that was going into something for a future reward. There was a lot of hard work that was paying off for them, and there was some frustrations around them as well with other things. Seven of Wands, there is challenges, but this person had worked a lot in their life to get what they want and to get where they are. There was a lot of stress and having someone to try and defend this person. There was a lot of confronting someone who tried posing as a threat to them. Reverse moon, there was a lot of fears and anxiety and a lot of struggles that they was going to try and understand some certain things. Reverse judgment, there was regrets about past mistakes. This person wanted to try and clear involving some sort of shame or guilt that they was under. Lovers, there was a couple who was communicating more and being honest with one another. Hermit, there was a lot of loneliness, soul searching. There was a lot of evaluation on certain things. Knight of Pentacles, there was responsibilities and working to commit to things. There was also dedication and commitment to their own goals as well. There was change and a routine and a lot of careful planning. Reverse Seven of Cups, there were several choices that they had to face. There was a lot of overwhelmness and trying to focus on what is important. Reverse Knight of Swords, there was a lot of restlessness and frustration about taking action, but someone was holding someone else back. There was impulsive behaviour and rash decisions being made. There was a lot of scattered energy, scattered thoughts, and changing one's mind. Nine of Pentacles, there was a lot of hard work and abundance and prosperity. There was a lot of independence and not relying on anyone and trying to enjoy themselves. Reverse Two of Swords, there was a difficult decision that was faced and being in a very hard place. There was trouble with one that was involved refusing to see the situation from a different angle. There was hostility and tension as well. Ten of Swords, they ended in a painful ending and it came out of the blue and it came as a shock to someone. There was also a lot of grieving the pain and someone had got stabbed in the back or had got betrayed. Queen of Wands, there was a female who was very courageous, determined, very fierce, and had to put something to her mind. She had to do something to achieve what she wanted to achieve as well, and what she needed to be done. Reverse Nine of Wands, there was some struggles and challenges. There was a lack of support and some paranoia as well, and there was defensiveness. Reverse Page of Swords, there was some truth being withheld, that had a lot of promises that was not delivered and caused by a lot of more problems. Reverse Eight of Wands, there was a rush into doing something that was based on a poor decision and a poor judgment. Someone had jumped from one thing to another and it was a lot of impatience and frustrations involved. Where is William Billy Ebeneezer Jones Jr.? Reverse Ten of Wands, there is a sign of doing too much by oneself and no one helping. There is a heavy weight on one's shoulder, but won't tell anyone about it. There's secrets that is being kept to oneself. Reverse Two of Pentacles, there's struggles with staying on top of bills and finances. Someone is over investing in a certain situation in many areas of their life. There is also a little time for family time. Devil, there's a lot of addictions, habits, and someone having a hold over Billy. There is also a lot of codependencies around him. Hermit, there's loneliness and soul searching and evaluating a lot of things. Knight of Pentacles, there's a lot of work efforts and responsibilities and putting a plan in place and sticking to it. There's change that is to happen and some careful planning. Ace of Swords, there is a breakthrough or a new way of thinking. There's justice that is to be served and to be sought. Reverse Eight of Cups, there was a situation that had someone thinking, shall they stay or shall they go? Or give someone a second chance. Hanged Man, so there is a situation where things are put on hold. There is also ill health involvement or a breakdown. There was something that was out of someone's control. Reverse Three of Pentacles, there's discomfort and difficulty with communication with someone. There is unhappiness and not being able to agree on things. Seven of Wands, there's challenges that is bringing a lot of stress. There is also defending one's corner, and there is things that's coming in that is going to be a surprise, and trying to have courage and confronting them that poses a threat to this person. Reverse Empress, there's a female who is very overprotective, controlling, codependent. This is a motherly figure that can be very smothering. Ace of Wands, someone is to start to listen to their own instincts and is to act on something. Rather than planning and researching things, there is to be a new opportunity that is coming in and that is going to be happening. Reverse Two of Swords, there is a difficult decision and not too sure in what direction to take and being in a very difficult situation. There is third parties who is refusing something. There is a feeling of wanting to become a peacemaker, but knowing full well it's going to cause a lot more arguments and is not going to be worth the hassle. Reverse Nine of Wands, there's struggles but is still trying to fight to stay strong. There is a lack of support around. Six of Swords, there is to be a travel overseas and staying away from the past and trying to move on. Three of Cups, there's a celebration or a gathering with some family or friends. There is some support in a situation that is going to be standing by one another and spending time with their own loved ones. Reverse Seven of Swords, someone has been doubting themselves and also deceiving themselves or deceiving others. There's hidden secrets from people in hope that no one finds out. There is involvements of an affair or extramarital relationships that is involved. Someone is very reluctant to keep a secret any longer and wants the secret to be revealed. Six of Pentacles, there is either a loan being borrowed or sharing one's wealth to help people out. There is also some contribution involvements as well. Reverse Four of Pentacles, there's someone that's reevaluating things and trying to make a very stable environment. Someone is also neglecting their loved ones. Six of Cups, there is reminiscing happy memories from the past and trying to connect with someone from the past. There is to be rekindling and staying in contact with someone. Reverse Hierophant, someone is to trust oneself and don't need anyone else's approval. They are ready to go their own way. There is to be a run-in with an authority or there is to be conflict with some parents. Four of Wands, there is a joyous celebration, happiness that could be an anniversary, birthday or a homecoming or a reunion. Someone's to return home, that could be Billy. There's to be a support and feeling secure with those who had loved Billy dearly. Reverse King of Wands, so there's a male who's very arrogant and aggressive, who has a true vision of what they want and what direction they're going to be going in. Page of Pentacles, there is to be a message or news coming out and it will end in a new beginning. There is to be excitement and good potential to get whatever one put their mind to. Nine Pentacles, there is to be a life of luxury and abundance. There is also the sense of comfort and there is independence as well. Two of Cups, there is to be communication and sharing a deep connection. There is to be having trust and respect with someone. Reverse Eight of Swords, there's self-limiting beliefs that's plaguing someone and trapping them from moving forward. There is thoughts or influences that is saying it is not a good idea and to just give up on it now. Eight Pentacles, there's working a lot of hard to be improving on things and bringing determination and concentration to new things that is to be happening. Queen of Swords, there is to be some mental clarity and to truth seek from a female. This person is very upfront and honest. People is very intimidated by this person and they tend to tell people how it is. Ace of Cups, there is an invitation that's coming in or there is to be some communication. There is to be happiness and a family connection that's going to be blossoming. Reverse Seven of Cups, there is several different choices. There is to be a reflection on what is wanted for the long-term future. Reverse Page of Wands, there's someone who's weighed down with a lot of responsibilities and troubles and there is to be a discovery and trying to keep it in private. Knight of Wands, there's inspired action and turning things into reality. Also, there is a feeling of not caring if they're in danger or if there is danger ahead, but willing to go ahead and do something anyhow. Star, then we have there is to be hope and faith coming in, and there is significance that's coming in to release some things as well. Reverse Five of Cups, there is been some suffering due to disappointments. There is things that's being kept from people, which is due to being afraid to open up to someone. There may be some involvements of shame or being guilty of something. The Magician, things are going to be manifesting. There is good and bad to be revealed, and it is coming to reality and making things go the way that they want it to go. Ace of Pentacles, there is a new beginning and an abundance and prosperity to come in. There is to be finances that's on their way as well. Reverse Wheel of Fortune, there's a need to try to get back on track with some situations. There's a situation that is to be hitting rock bottom. Reverse Death, there's resistance to change and needing to let the past go. Reverse Knight of Cups, there's action to be taken that is wanting to do it, but they're not ready yet to move on with it. There's a lot of jealousy and moody with this person that has a lot of frustration. Reverse Justice, there's feelings of something not being right, involvements of a legal matter that is someone needs to take responsibility for their own actions. Reverse Four of Cups, someone has been withdrawing themselves and trying to focus on themselves for a bit. Queen of Wands is a female that is very prominent, who has strong involvement but is very friendly. Temperance, there is to be balance and patience to do with a stressful situation and working with someone to get a good outcome to a situation. Reverse Five of Pentacles, there is to be an end to all difficulties, and also there is things that is going to be building back up as well, even if they feel isolated and alone. Nine of Swords, there is some dark thoughts and feelings weighing one down and keeping them up all night. There is stress and anxiousness and needing to seek out help and support. Ten of Cups, there is to be contentment and joy and play in happy families. There's a long-term commitment and abundance. Reverse King of Pentacles, there's a male who has a lot of money obsessions that is a workaholic. Okay, so what is the final outcome to be for William Billy Ebeneezer Jones Jr.'s case? And we have Reverse Strength. There is to be seeking of help with dealing with one's emotions and their actions. There is a person that has explosive behaviors, that has a lot of aggressiveness being shown as well. Queen of Pentacles, there's a female who may have a full-time job. There is a lot of support and stability with her that having some involvement in this case. Reverse Nine of Pentacles, there is to be spending quality time with family for a while. Reverse Four of Wands, there is a personal goal to happen or a breakdown in a family where there is a lot of attention between the loved ones. Empress, there's a woman who is very nurturing and may be pregnant, that may be visiting, that has some type of involvements. Reverse Two of Cups, there is to be a lack of trust towards people and finding it very difficult to open up. There may be a breakup involvement or a falling out with someone. Hierophant, there is a religion or a religious person or authoritative person who may be involved in coming up with some information. World, there is to be a completion and a closure to come in. There is also involvements of travel. Reverse Eight of Pentacles, there is to be some happiness and well-being and doing things over and over until they can see results and until they are happy with things. Things are going to be done in a very certain way. Three of Swords, there is to be some hurt feelings and feelings of being disappointed, and something is going to be happening that is out of the blue. The Sun card, there is to be some happiness and abundance and things going to get better and brighter. Reverse Tower, there's a personal transition or upheaval. There is some clinginess onto someone or something that is very not good. Reverse Ten of Swords, there is to be an ending but not being very ready for it yet. There's something being dragged up and it's very painful. There's a need to get over something. There is burdens and wounds that has been pushed down that wasn't good, that is going to be needed to be dealt with. King of Wands, there is a male who is very fiery tempered, charismatic, that is going to be helping and supporting in this case. They can also be a bit impulsive and immature as well. Eight of Wands, there is to be some struggles that is going to eventually be resolved. Things are going to be starting to move fast in the case. There is to be removing all distractions and finishing things that needed to be completed. Death, there is to be an ending and leaving the past behind. There is a lot of major works that is coming in as well. Six of Pentacles, there is to be some support and contribution that is coming in to help. Reverse, Five of Pentacles, there is to be an end to all difficulties, even if one feels alone. Reverse, Hangman, there is to be a decision that is to be made, otherwise someone else is going to make it for this person. There is some stalling and thinking about things, but trying to be 100% ready with what is needed to be done. Reverse, Seven of Pentacles, someone is to stop investing in the case as they can't see any success in it. Someone may quit or pack the case in. There's someone who's put a lot of effort and hard work into the case that is very much worried about losing the case. Moon, there is to be some fears to creep up to do with the past experience and painful memories. There is a lot of uncertainty and needing to release something. Nine Wands, there is resilience and persistence and struggling due to some challenges. Someone is making things difficult due to the insecurities or jealousy. Reverse, Six of Cups, there is someone that has a lot of clinginess to the past and is missing Billy and is learning a lot about the past. There's feelings of being closed off and bumping into someone from the past but staying quiet about it. King of Pentacles, there is a male who has a lot of abundance that may also be a working parent. There is struggles to get with what they want and don't want to prove themselves to anyone. And that is the end of the case of William Ebeneezer Jones Jr. And that is what I could get from the tarot cards. If anyone has any other cases they'd like me to do, please feel free to comment in the comment section below. And if you enjoy my videos, please like, share, subscribe and hit that notification. And until next time, goodbye.